Hey, farming peeps. Tosher12 here. How we doing? Yep, it's time for another lunchtime discussion. I do apologize. It's taking me a little bit to get this out, and my voice still isn't up to par. I've been sick for a few days. Just a general wintertime cold, sneezing, snotting, coughing, stuffy head. No fever, just couldn't rest and couldn't talk and couldn't quit coughing. But I'm back at it, almost 90%, I'd say. And I actually had an LTD scheduled to come out, uploaded, ready to go, right after the day one release. Because day one release, November 22nd, I had the collector's edition ordered, and I found out that it wasn't going to be here for several weeks afterwards, or so long after the release date. I wasn't happy with that, so I canceled that order and got digital copies. I've got it across all platforms. But that day on the release, I was playing on PlayStation 5 and the Xbox S and X. All was good. I mean, there was its flaws, its problems, its little quirkiness, as we all expected. But then I turned on the PS4. At that immediate point in time, I was livid, to say the least. I was pissed because it didn't match the PlayStation 5. And it wasn't the graphics, it wasn't anything major, it was a lot of the settings and the game control, the way it works, the aspect of the game. It was like just different. It's totally different. The commands wasn't the same, the schematics of it wasn't the same, and I didn't like it. I thought that was for shit, basically. So needless to say, I made an LTD. And Giants, kudos to you. You blew the wind right out of my sails about 2 days after release, because you put out an update patch for it and fixed the problem. Most all of them, matter of fact. And I was kind of surprised. I was when I was told there was an update for that by Ryan Clark, and Tiny426 had told me there's an update. I really wasn't sure what to do, so I went and updated. And then I immediately canceled the scheduled publishing of the video because it didn't fit. It was all wrong. What I basically had bitch, whined, and complained about was no longer there. Giants fixed the problem before I could address the problem. Kudos. That was amazing. And that in and of itself right there basically made my aspect and outlook on this do a 180, if not a 360. Because, I mean, Giants, they hit it head on. Kudos to you. Still kudos to you, because they hit it head on. They Didn't hold any punches. I guess they probably had a lot of complaints. However, they figured it out. They did figure it out. And they fixed it. Like almost immediately. And to me, that in and of itself deserves a kudos. Well, for one, they've done what they should have. And it was quick. It was fast. And it fixed the problem. So with that being said, like I said, I canceled my publishing of the LTD. There was no need in it. And it kind of caught me off guard. In the last, like I said, this last week, I've been, it was horrid. I've been coughing, hacking, sneezing, snotting. And I've been wanting to do the LTD. But the 360 I done, I want to say it's 360 because I was fit to be tied. Y'all should have heard me. I was saying all kinds of things. I was disgusted, for the most part, at the difference between the actual gameplay and commands between the PS4 and the PS5. And it wasn't as much as let me rephrase that. I know for a fact it wasn't the fact that it's a new generation console, no generation console. It's clicks of a button. Both consoles can do it, and I knew that. I was pissed at the fact that they were different. Xbox wasn't. X and S. Between that and the PS5, they were all the same. The 4 was totally different. But with that being said, they fixed it. And again, kudos, Giants. That was awesome. One of the only other things I actually still, I guess, well, it bothers me now is, and I'll show it toward the end of the video here. And another friend of mine, we've discussed it, not in great detail, but in length. I mean, it's aggravating. I love Elm Creek. Let me rephrase this again. I love Elm Creek. I love the map. I like the layout. I like the way it is. The roads, interstate, the buildings, the town, the farmland, the inlets, the water, the river, the creeks, the ponds, the sloughs, the tanks, whatever you want to call them. I think they're all amazing. And I think it's spread out amazingly well. But when you have a farm in each corner of the map that you can't use, to me that's kind of redundant. Your farm is in the middle. Of course, you can open all the buildings and do everything else. But there's farmlands and farms and buildings and silos, houses, in each corner. But you can't use any of those except for the land and the fields itself. You can own them. You can own the buildings. But that's it. You can't delete them. You can't open the doors. You can't use the silos for storage. Only thing is a wasted space to look at. That's it. It's aggravating. Regardless, I still play the map. I've kind of set that behind me and went on. I still don't like it, but nonetheless, I've still ignored it and went on. Done what I could and the way I could and dealt with it. The other thing that kind of, I don't know, gets my goat, if you will, it is minor stuff. And I agree it has to be done. But the porting of a lot of the old stuff from 19 into 22, which and granted, I knew it was going to happen. I was prepared. To me, this is what 22 to me is what 19 should have been to 17, in my opinion. This is the step forward we should have had. However, the thing of it is when Giants released the game on November 22nd, they released it as a full release. As we all know, this is not a full release because 2 days later they had to do an update to fix some problems. But on the same token, it's not a full release because it is a beta release. And granted, most games are, because of the updates they have to take place and they have to do and everything else. But with the testing that they supposedly extensively done, I'm not going to say it should have been a full release, but it still should have been better than what it was, in my opinion. But my deal is, why don't Giants label it as a beta release instead of a full release? Call it what it is. Don't hide behind a bush. Don't lie about it. We know. We are the testers. We are the one putting this game through 9 kinds of hell, trying to break it, trying to figure it out. We find all the flaws, bitch about it, email you, let you know about it, and you fix those. I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem being your guinea pig or your monkey. Just tell me that's what I'm doing. I don't have a problem with it. Because most all of us know that's what we're doing. So, we do it and go on. The deal of it is you mask it saying it's a full release and you go on. Other games give a beta release information saying this is a beta release, game changes are coming forward, updates are expected, so on and so forth. It's the only thing I ask. Be honest with us. The game is epic. I'm not denying that. I'm extremely happy with it. Like I said, I've done a 360 turnaround after about the second, third day release. It's got major, major potential. The graphics are far better. The lighting is impeccable. Thank you for changing that. I would like to see some of the maps ported over, but I'd also love to see a lot of newer maps, a lot of newer implements, a lot of newer machinery. Because now that we have the new gen consoles, they can handle it. I mean, you've already done leaps and bounds. You changed the mod, the slot count for consoles. Kudos to you, epic kudos. That's amazing. But then you bring out a old harvester, 70 slots. Seriously? There's like 24 slots in FS19. I don't know what you were thinking there. I'm still yet to figure that one out. And I'm not trying, actually. But what gets me is all this effort and everything else, but you still don't say it's not a beta release when we both know it is. I've still yet to figure that out as well. The machinery we have, the grapes, olives, it's appealing, but getting used to it's a pain in the ass. Trust me, I've already tried to figure it out. For the most part, I've got it down. Whether it's correct or not, who knows? I'm going with it. That's all I'm saying. The fact of the animals, where we no longer have to, I guess, muck out, clean up, or whatever you want to call it, the animal pens, to me that's lacking, because you took it out, which, I mean, granted, I kind of like it because I don't have to worry about it, but on the same token, that's part of realism. It's part of real life. If you have animals, you have to pick up after them, you have to clean after them, you have to muck them out, you got to feed them, you got to water them, you got to clean them. It's part of it. So what happened to that? Just wondering. I mean, I've got animals. You can probably hear them clacking around back in the background. I got to clean up after them. I got to take care of them. It's part of life. It happens. Granted, I know this is a video game. This is real life. Two different things. I realize that. But you've mixed and matched some of the simulations that should have been in the game for the simulation. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of mixed about that, actually. I like the idea it's not there, that I don't have to mess with it. But on the same token, I'm kind of lost because it's not there, if that makes sense. I know, it's weird, but I'm not claiming to be sane, I promise. One thing that did impress me was the fact that the game released on the 22nd, and if I'm not mistaken, the 23rd we had mods in Mod Hub. Wow. That is awesome. I know it took weeks, days, it seemed like months, it seemed like forever, to get mods to drop in the Mod Hub on 19. And now we're almost getting them instantly and day by day. Which also brings me to the fact, if you don't know, there has been a post by Giants themselves, and it was from their Discord, and I'm going to it right now. It actually stated, and I quote, today, Friday, December 10th, they posted it at 7:41 a.m. on their Discord. They've also posted it on Twitter, and I've also shared it on Twitter myself. Hey everyone, thanks for Thanks for reporting some issues with mods on console. We have identified the issue and will fix it with a patch later this month. Unfortunately, we have to stop publishing mods on console until this point. No worries, we will continue to get the mods ready, and once the patch is deployed, they will be ready for you. We understand this is frustrating. Rest assured, we will have the patch ready ASAP. And that's all they've said. I'm not sure exactly what it was. However, they're going to postpone the mods for console until the patch is fixed, and once it's fixed, that'll be taken care of. It'll be later this month. Later this month could be 2 or 3 days. It could be a couple weeks. I don't know. If they're anything like what they've been with the first patch, I'm guessing it's probably going to be pretty damn quick. I'm impressed. Like I said, kudos, Giants. If you hadn't noticed, we also got Fact Sheet Friday again. We got a mower. Well, a couple of mowers, front and rear, for the tractor, animal transport, and the Krone baler. I'm thinking that's pretty badass. I'm excited about the mowers and the baler. Oh, that's right. I forgot about that. We also got the Hydro Trike 5x5, which is pretty cool. I probably won't use it, but it is cool looking. May just get it and drive around. But I wanted to let everyone know about that, just in case you hadn't heard or seen about it or read about it. The news popped this morning, and I actually seen it, and I was like, uh-oh, that kind of sucks. Granted, I've been playing a lot on PC, cross-play on the server, but I've also played on the Xbox and the PS5 and the PS4. However, there's a problem with the PS5 in downloading the quad track. Is that it? What is that? The Kloss. TerraTrack. Whatever that is. It will not let me download it. PlayStation Store menu, game menu, nothing will let me download it. So it's being a hootie poo. I've already contacted PlayStation support, and they've upscaled it, and I've yet to hear anything back. So let me know what you think down below. I know there's more problems with the game. We knew this was going to happen. It's a given. But honestly, I really don't think the negatives outweigh the positives. And I know you people probably never thought you'd ever hear me say that. I never thought I'd hear me say that. But I'm telling you, I'm doing a voiceover, and I'm sitting here watching the video as it plays through, and just the colors that it has. I mean, the game changes from day to day as far as from the seasons. You can see the changing. Seasons are in game. You can set your day of the month to be January, July, and it stays there. You can have snow. You can not have snow. You can have seasons. You can not have seasons. It's all incorporated. It's all there. It's all built in. That is a feat in and of itself, I think. So the aspects that we do, we've got crossplay, for Christ's sake. Come on. I was on crossplay on my server with Ryan Clark and Tiny426. Ryan was on the PS5. Tiny was on the PS4. And I was on my PC. All playing on the same farm, on the same map, at the same time. And there is in-game chat. It's just like party chat. It's just like Discord. You connect up, you load your microphone in, and while you're in the game on the map, you can talk back and forth to each other, and you don't have to have anything special but a microphone. That's it. How awesome is that? And it works. I've tested it. Myself and Ryan both tested it. It works amazingly well. So, I mean, what more could you ask for on that? Granted, there's some other flaws. There's some other problems. They'll get worked out eventually. I mean, I've still got my gripes and complaints about it, but this is epic. We have an automatic cow barn. All you got to do is dump the shit in and it feeds the cows for you. I mean, come on. This is awesome. And there's more maps to come. There's some going to be ported over, which I'm actually excited for. And there'll be new ones out. I mean, granted, there's a few maps I would love to be ported over, but if they are, they are. They're not, they're not. Please don't go out and bug the modders and the map makers to pressure them, to persuade them, or get them to port their maps over, to get them to work on it, because I guarantee you the majority of them, if not all of them, are busy right now making mods, maps, or something. So please, let them do their thing. Let them make their maps. Let them make their mods. And it'll get here. Just be patient, Grasshopper. And I know, I'm not patient either. But we got to be. And I actually say this lightly. We're at the mercy of the modders. And not meaning that in a bad way. They have their hands full with mods they're making, maps they're making, everything they're redoing. They're busy. Probably 16 hours a day, if not more. Some of them. So go easy on them. Remember, they make this game. Modders make this game. They keep it alive. They keep it going. And they're doing it for almost little to nothing. Basically, the enjoyment of it. We all know they're not getting rich. Giants is the one getting rich. With 1.5 million sales the first week. How cool is that? But the mods are dropping faster than what I ever thought. Giants is doing the updates. They're fixing the stuff. They're aware of a lot of things. And kudos to them. It's awesome. I mean, granted, I'm sure I'll find something else to bitch about. But as of right now, all I can say is kudos, Giants. I applaud you. You're doing remarkably well. And actually better than I thought. Granted, there's flaws. We know it, you know it. But you fixed the majority of them. So kudos to you. So if you would, just let me know what y'all think about it down below. What problems are y'all having? What have you noticed? And what are your major likes and major dislikes of the game? I'm just kind of curious. And if we get enough of the same stuff and everything else, I can pass it, along in one of my emails that they may or may not read. But please, post it down below. And I'll go through. Check it out. And there'll be another LTD. I promise. Until next time, we'll catch you later.